easier for you to get cultures?
Definitely, definitely not easy at all, So literally I was kind of lost. Just like, I don't know which culture I was part of. So yeah. So which culture I was belong to. Yeah.
When reporting in Congress, the context depends on whether you're referring to journalists covering congressional activities or the formal reporting of legislative proceedings. Could you clarify which one you're asking about?
Okay, just give me a second and let me see and I just wanna communication. Okay, just I just want to make a definition of what is a high contact. I just wanted to read it again, and I didn't get it so well, so I want to read it again. What is a high context, high context culture, and what's a low context culture? Okay, so give me a second. Okay, high context culture, okay, high context cultures and communication relies heavily on. Okay, give me a second. Oh,
Sure, take your time. To clarify, high context cultures rely on indirect communication, shared understanding, and nonverbal cues. People
okay,
often assume that others get it without needing every detail explained.
okay.
Relationships and group harmony are important.
Okay, so high context cultures, okay, communication relies heavily on implicit understanding, shared experiences, and nonverbal cues, and people expect others to read between the lines. Relationships, trust, and group harmony are important. Example include China, Japan, and many Eastern countries. So communication relies. What's the meaning of relies? Tell me relies. Relies. Okay, I got it. Relies. I got it. Be depend. Uh, hi ChatGPT. What's meaning of relies?
It's on your mind.
What's meaning of relies?
When you ask about the lines, are you referring to reading between the lines, understanding hidden meanings, or something else? Could you clarify?
No, there's a word that I was curious about the meaning of it. Could you just tell me what it is? Explain to me. And okay. Just relies. RELIES relies. Could you tell me that?
The word is relies, not realize. It comes from the verb rely, which means to depend on or trust something or someone. For example, high context cultures rely on shared understanding. This means they depend on shared knowledge or context for communication. Does that make sense now?
Yeah, that makes sense. Just depends, right? Just depends on to be depend on something, right? He relies. Okay, so relies. Did I pronounce it correct?
Yes, you pronounced it spot on. Relies sounds like lies with the emphasis on the second part, lies. You're getting it perfectly. Want to try saying it in a sentence?
Yeah, I tried just like okay, just okay. Let me make it sense. Yeah, that's great to say it in a sentence. Relies. RELIES relies. I don't want my girlfriend relies on me rest of my life. How's my example? How's like example?
Your example is clear and it's understandable. To make it more natural, you could say, I don't want my girlfriend to rely on me for the rest of my life. Adding to before rely makes it grammatically correct. But great effort. Want to try again with that fix?
Oh yeah, just okay. I nowadays, like in China, okay, nowadays in China, most kids they realize their parents a lot, so that's totally not good.
That's a great example, and it sounds natural. Just a small tweak for flow. Nowadays in China, most kids rely on their parents a lot, and that's not good at all. You nailed it though. Do you feel confident using rely now?
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let's move on the next word. Okay, are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm ready. What's the next word?
Okay, the next word is okay, communication. Did I pronounce it communication? Did I pronounce it correct? Communication.
Yes, you pronounced it correctly. It's communication with the stress on
Communication.
K. You've got it. Would you like to practice it in a sentence?
Oh, communication. Okay, so yeah, communication. Yeah, so there's so many good communications and bad communication in our society. So that's right.
Nice try. Your sentence makes sense, but let me tweak it a bit for clarity. There's a lot of great discussion about communication in our society. How does that sound to you? Want to try it again?
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so okay, communication. Okay, communication relies heavily on implicit. IMPLICIT. What's meaning it?
Implicit.
You're
Implicit.
asking about implicit. It means something
Implicit.
that is not directly stated, but is understood
Implicit.
or implied. For example, high context communication relies heavily on implicit understanding. And this means people don't explain everything. The meaning is just understood without being said directly. How does that feel?
Oh
Want to
yeah,
try using implicit in a sentence?
implicit.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh yeah, just implicit. I think most Chinese we know this word too much because in our culture, in our society, every we talk about to each other with a conversation was implicit. We don't say it directly.
That's a great point, and your example is very relevant to Chinese culture. Here's a smoother version of your sentence. I think most Chinese people understand the word implicit well because in our culture, communication is often implicit. We don't say things directly. Does this version feel natural to you? You're doing a great job explaining it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna make it as notes. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's see.
Sure, take your time. Let me know when you're ready to continue.
Okay, we don't say it. Okay, so I guess like the UK's culture also is implicit, right?
You're
Implicit,
right to some extent. The UK does lean
Implicit.
toward implicit
implicit.
communication, especially compared to places like the US. Brits often use indirect or polite ways to express things, relying on tone, context, or subtle hints. For example, instead of saying, you're wrong, they might say, I see your point, but have you thought about this? Does that sound like what you were thinking?
Yeah, I think it's like kind of since I met a UK friend and we haven't known each other for a while, so I think this UK's culture, especially conversation, is kind of like it's kind of like more like a Chinese culture, and we they also don't say it directly. It's not like US, right?
Exactly. The UK culture shares similarities with Chinese culture in terms of subtlety and indirectness, especially in conversations. British people often value politeness and avoid being too blunt, which feels closer to high context communication.
Q.
It's definitely different from the US, where people tend to be more straightforward and direct. Have you noticed any specific examples of this with your UK friend?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I just know it. Just like invite them into a party or something else. They don't want to eat it, but they want to say directly to say no. They want to eat too much. So okay, let's go ahead to the next next word. Okay, next word. Okay, so and so Okay, so let me read it. Communication relies heavily on implicit understanding, shared experiences, and non-verb cues. People expect others read between the lines. Relationships, trust, and group harmony are important. What's the meaning group harmony? Is harmony?
Oh, great question. Harmony means a sense of peace, balance, or agreement. So, group harmony refers to maintaining good relationships, avoiding conflict, and keeping everyone in the group feeling united and cooperative. In high context cultures like China, group harmony is really important because people prioritize the group's well being over individual needs. Does that make sense? Want to try using harmony in a sentence?
Let me see. I need to read it because I didn't catch it, what you said. Okay, great question. Harmony means like a sense of peace, balance, or agreement. So group harmony refers to maintaining good relationships, avoiding conflict, and keeping everyone in group feeling unit. And
Sure. Let me make it clearer for you. Harmony means peace, balance, or agreement. Group harmony is about keeping good relationships, avoiding arguments, and making sure everyone in the group feels united and gets along well. Does that explanation work better?
okay, group harmony, just like everyone, and there's no in a group, everyone is no conflict, no argument, and it's peace. Is that correct?
That's exactly it. Group harmony is when everyone gets along without arguments or conflict, and there's a peaceful atmosphere. You got it perfectly. Want to try using harmony in your own example?
Yeah, I want to just like grow harmony, like uh, you know, as a okay now I was a leader, so I really this year I was got promoted, so to be a leader, I really want my group, the teammates in my group is first group, our group harmony. I don't know how to say it correctly. Yeah, just tell you that.
I get what you mean, and you're doing great. Here's how you could say it more naturally. This year, I was promoted to be a leader, and I really want my team to have good group harmony. You could also say, I want to make sure my team works together peacefully and avoids conflict to maintain group harmony.
To maintain group
How does
harmony.
that sound?
Yeah, I
Want to
think
tweak it further?
yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, so I got it. So I got just maintain group harmony is pretty important for a leader, right? I don't know how about US culture, but in China's culture, sort of being leader, the first your main top priority is just like maintain the group harmony. That's the key.
You nailed it. In China's culture, maintaining group harmony is indeed a top priority for leaders. It's all about keeping the team united and avoiding conflict. In the US, leaders might focus more on individual performance and being direct, but group harmony still matters, especially for collaboration. It's just less emphasized compared to China. Your explanation is clear. Would you say you've been successful in maintaining harmony in your team?
I think I can, I don't force them work over work, and I also don't like, you know, how to say that, and yeah, just I think I'm a good leader as well, but somehow, but maybe they don't think I am, but definitely it's okay, and I think they respect me, and I'll respect them as well. So I think we have like a good relationship.
It sounds like you're doing a great job as a leader. Respect is such an important part of maintaining group harmony. And it seems like you've created a good balance by respecting your team and not forcing them to overwork. Even if they don't say it openly, they probably appreciate your leadership style. Do you feel proud of how your team works together? It sounds like you've built a healthy environment.
Yes, I do. I do believe I build a healthy environment for my team. So let's proud of. But somehow I really want my like some of my teammates we I want they want to put